Hi, I'm Barak Berkowitz. I'm the new managing director of Wolfram Alpha.
And briefly describe what Wolfram Alpha does.
What Wolfram Alpha is doing is collecting all the computable data in the world and putting it in a huge database. Today, almost 10 trillion data objects. And then we put a layer on top of that that allows you to calculate and manipulate that data. So it means that if you ask it the question, what's the distance from Neptune to Mars, it answers that question at the time you ask that question, because it calculates the orbits of Neptune and Mars. If you ask a calculation, it'll solve integral equations and other things. If you want to know the nutritions of foods, it'll take an entire recipe, despite different measurements of teaspoons and cups and pounds, and give you a unified nutritional table for that recipe. That's just a few of literally tens of thousands of areas that Wolfram Alpha takes data, the facts of the world, and makes them accessible to people. Think of Google as bringing all the knowledge of the world together, and Wolfram Alpha bringing together all the facts of the world. These aren't competitive products, they enhance each other and make for, what we all see is this revolution of getting people empowered by having information, by having facts, by having the ability to manipulate and deal with them.
And it seems interesting because you guys are actually using computers to compute, which is what they're for, but you're also taking them and taking a step further and sort of interpreting the questions that are being asked, right?
That's correct. So on the front end of Wolfram Alpha, there is a parser, a natural language interpreter, that takes your question and tries to turn it into one of these calculatable questions. So in other words, if you were to just type in IBM Apple, it's going to assume that you're talking about the stocks, because that makes sense, and it's going to give you then a comparison table of the performance of those stocks. So it's doing some fairly fancy natural language interpretation to give you the answers you're looking for.
Now, Wolfram's been around for a while and has, of course, a very good reputation in the math world. What do you see as the future of this? Because it's already quite advanced.
So I think the future, if you think about the last 9 months of Wolfram Alpha, when we brought Wolfram Alpha out 9 months ago, one of the things we said is it's time to get it in the market, because we need input and questions to come in order to improve Wolfram Alpha and also improve what people understand what people are looking for. And so today, what we're doing is, think about how awkward it would have been to call it Wolfram Alpha Beta. But realistically, this was pretty early on in the process, and it was getting customer input. Today, with me coming on, our goal shifts from building up Wolfram Alpha more, which we of course will continue to do every day, but now we move towards a goal of ubiquity. How can we make Wolfram Alpha available to everybody? How can people put little calculators on their blogs? How can they get live feeds from Wolfram Alpha into their websites? How can they use it in their businesses every day? And that's really, over the next 6 months, I think you'll see a lot of move towards making Wolfram Alpha easy to get to, easy to use, ubiquitous, available to everybody, and part of kind of the web mashup in an awesome way.